extraordinaire. Come on in, Jacqueline.
Dear Black women, had I known what would happen to me, to my maternal belongings, to the sacred things passed down soft. This time, it is not a romanticized yes. Had I fully understood what it meant to be schooled by Malcolm X, seeing curtains burned off windows, the kind of truth that rearranges your spine. My yes has not been romanticized this time. One of those maternal morning moments, I asked my mother, what did the doctor say when I bore down into this world with cords still clinging to me? 9 months of nutrition, of oxygen sniffed and severed. And they announced it's a girl. Not it's a universe, not it's a miracle, not it's a prophet, not prepare the village. It's a girl. Had I seen this girl rupture, shock, splitting her like dry earth, body tearing from side to side, soul trying to stitch itself back together, I don't think I would have said yes, especially not a romanticized yes. There's a difference between that and a divine one. How many times I turned down suicide? How many times I turned down disappearing? I turned down comfort so rent can be posted again. Renegotiated survival and creation began to speak. I sat down in time for mysteries to turn into revelations. My skin is a witness of everything that I've seen. Turned down the master bedroom, bathroom for a hospital room with no emergency light, no bell, and no string to pull when the pain got louder. 3 days where someone gets paid to care for me. It's a girl with 13 selves that tried to put on a shelf, pull down when needed, dust off when useful, return when convenient. Thinking I was done with formulas, I boarded the Iron Eagle and they announced 2 personal items. If you have a pillow and if you have a blanket, that counts for 2. I was not prepared that there would be surveillance of comfort and care. Yet, it's a girl. Wish I could have turned down these obstacle courses, these dips, these high peaks, these sharp points disguised as opportunities. Even my bank account announced it's a girl. Applications in front of her. She must apply. My skin testifies even before I begin to walk. I learned that affordable housing ain't for everybody. Turning down sloppy sauce for divine intervention. And here it was on May 25th. Something distinctly happened. February 26th, the midwife appeared, not in a hospital, not in a classroom, but in my art. She showed up before I called, midwifery as becoming. She stood in the margins of my paper like she had been waiting for me to recognize my own hands. That was structured healing, bones remembering alignment, spine remembering the lift. And here we are, March 18th. March 18th knows something too. The month of reversal, where what was threatened becomes protected, where what was hidden becomes and turns to visible. It's not a beginning, it's a seal. I begin to ask our allies to testify. And the first one I call up is creation. Do you testify? Creation testifies through language. building blocks of sacred speech. Mother Earth, do you testify? She says they wanted fruit without tending, harvest without stewardship. Still, I produced. And then water, do you testify? I have held tears and bodies in secret. Still, I cleanse. The sun, do you testify? They chase my brightness, but forget gratitude. To the moon, do you testify? You never stopped acknowledging me because the Old Testament felt old. But I never stopped cycling. I never stopped regulating women's bodies with precision. And to the sky, do you testify? They expect me to be blue and friendly and clear, but I have thunder assignments, lightning language, storm clouds with purpose. And they still expect me to be friendly. Bush, do you testify? There's always a ram in it. Provision tangled with sacrifice. Thought it was alone, but it was not. Mountain, do you testify? We carve sapphire and amethyst and ebony deep. Pressure is not punishment. It is preparation. And what did they announce? It's a girl, not shrinking to make valleys comfortable. That's a witness. And after all of this, after the sun and the moon, after the storms and the rainbows, after the fruit and the fire, after the carving and the cutting, we return to the soil. The same soil labeled as dirty is the same soil that feeds nations. The same soil, remember us. My skin rises and testifies and has been testifying the whole time. Dear Black women, this poetic piece calls it to the stand to testify. It calls our allies and witnesses to the stand to testify. She has felt neglect before. This is a witness. I am a witness. You, dear Black women, are a witness. Water stands, water flows, water rages. It remembers everything thrown at it and in it. Tears and bodies and prayers and pollution. Still it baptizes. Still it cleanses. Still it rises. That's a witness. People break their necks trying to get somewhere where the sun shines all the time, but never put the sun on their gratitude list. They want warmth without reverence, illumination without acknowledgement, without balance. Since the Old Testament is old, no more acknowledgement for the moon. But the moon keeps cycling. I remind you, the moon keeps pulling tides. I remind you, the moon keeps regulating bodies without applause. You don't retire a witness because you stopped reading the chapter. The sky, expected to be pretty, blue, clear, agreeable, as if lightning isn't part of its language, as if thunder isn't a necessary voice, as if storm clouds don't have assignments, hail, precipitation, flurries of snow, and still you want it friendly. Prove the rainbow is still there while you grab umbrellas, because the rain might wet your sloppy shoes and it might wet your hair. That's selective reverence. Bushes are witnesses too, because there's always a ram in it. There's always a ram in it. Provision caught where you least expect it. Sacrifice interrupted by substitution. Deliverance tangled in branches and mountains. Mountains don't rush. They carve out gems and rhinestones and crystals and ebony and sapphire and amethyst. Pressure made beauty still connected to earthen vessels. They don't apologize for their elevation. They don't shrink to make mountains and valleys comfortable. That's a witness. And after all of this, after the sun and the moon, after the storms and the rainbows, after the fruit and the fire, after the carving and the cutting, we return. We return to the soil. The soil that was told it was dirty. That same soil continues to feed us. That same soil we remember. Creation has been testifying this whole time. We just didn't call it to the stand. And it must be a girl who hears this. And when she hears this, she braids it and adds a drum beat, a heartbeat with cues, a closing crescendo that ties soil It ties soil back to Black womanhood and sacred stewardship. Thank you.
Whew, the emojis work. All yes, 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 all of them.